focus on that.
Okay, okay. Start with the 1 star.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's the Hall of Fame. These are the people who have been first places in the previous tournaments.
yeah, you're gonna have to add me
Some,
to
so-
that.
some of whom you might recognize. So this one in the first tournament over here. That's actually Ice Spiteful, who you may recognize from the name from the community showcase racing event.
Yeah,
The guy who tried to cancel Cam for claiming he was racist.
I
uh,
don't think I heard about that.
no, that was very funny though. Cam said something, and Spiteful instantly muted up, and then him and his chat worked themselves up into a frenzy. And I'm not being funny. A NASCAR joke. Cam made a joke about NASCAR, and one thing led to another, and Cam's talking to his chat, and the chat's like, "Oh, dude, that guy's so racist." And Spiteful unmutes himself like 2 minutes later. He's like, "Guys, come on, we can't be doing this. We're trying to showcase the racing community, and that you're not all pieces of shit." And so naturally, everyone instantly assumes that someone's actually said something that we've all like missed. And so everyone was just roasting Cam for like the rest of the night. And then we come to find out, we watch Spiteful's VOD back and find out that it's just him and a guy in his chat that have just been bouncing off each other, getting progressively more and more angry.
Well, now I wanna know what the original joke was.
Uh, Somebody who wasn't Cam uh mentioned something about how they're like at the front of the race at a particular time. There were white Spartans and black Spartans, and then Cam goes, "Well, hang on now, it's not a color thing. I like all sorts of racing." It's like I like NASCAR, Supercross, and that's as far as it got before Spiteful hit the mute button.
That's that's so dumb.
Yep.
Ugh.
Um, Number two, he's a guy called Ump Double Ump, who also has a rich history in Halo racing from back in the Halo 3 days. He doesn't do a whole heap of it anymore, but he still does the jumping obstacle course stuff.
All right.
Number three is a guy called Free MMO Direct, who literally he was a Halo jumpy person, still is, but he started doing like DRL and things to make him better at like mongooses and stuff in order to be able to beat this course.
Oh, you guys
And
pronounce them mongooses?
mongooses,
We say
yeah,
mongeese.
mongooses, mongai, yeah, either way. Um, and anyway, he is 3, 5, and 8 because he's been first place 3 times.
Oh, I thought it was just
Uh,
because the people who had done it would just use the
oh no no.
default armor,
Uh,
like
yeah, it's
colors.
it's the colors that I made it. Number four is a guy called Soul Reaper who does DRL sometimes. So again, more racing people.
All right.
Then this is Vulcan who has occasionally done all sorts of bits on HT and he's fucking terrible. Number seven is a
Noted.
guy who you raced with an ignition. That's Weapon Matt.
Oh yes, he was my drafting buddy.
Yeah. And then there's free again. And then number nine is vacant because this is the ninth one of these.
Yeah, you're gonna have to move them all down. I'm gonna be number one.
Are you going the wrong way? That's the spectator bit.
Oh, listen, I'm getting all my mistakes out now.
Yep. So when you obviously get practice time, right? Because I'm not a monster.
All right.
But once this becomes official, you get one attempt. On stage one, you have 140 seconds. That's 2 minutes 20 to get to the finish line. Um, Within reason, you can kind of do whatever.
Oh.
Just to get there. There's a few little things that come up. So like, I don't know if you watch Ninja Warrior or ANW or something, but I have a rolling log on this, and like, you have to stay on the rolling thing, not the track and stuff like that. But I'll
Got
let you
it.
know when you get there.
I.
So this first one's kind of easy.
You say that, and I like die on the third thing.
Well, I mean, only one person's failed that first obstacle this tournament, so. And then this, the it's called the wall, nice and simple. But that's the first actual like difficult bit, if you get me.
I
A
mean,
lot
I
of
haven't failed on these cannon looking things, but I on the wall with the pegs I failed twice now.
yeah, yeah. That is probably the most failed thing. Like if I were to add up all of the fails from every single one of these that I've done, because I've had 50 people
Oh,
do each one, and if the wall hasn't had like 110 fails on it in its lifetime, I would be surprised.
well, it's not
Actually,
gonna get another
no,
one.
no, it wouldn't have that many. Actually, it'll have like 70, because there were two tournaments in a row where it got 13 fails on each, and then the one after had 14.
Hmm.
So when I do it, I start in the bottom left corner and then just go up in a diagonal.
Bottom
But
left. Like, so is clamber on in this?
clamber is not on and slide is dramatically reduced. So the gig is you want to jump, crouch, and then move in that order.
Oh, oh.
Certainly for that first one.
No. I will say, I think Halo Infinite probably has the best movement of any of the Halo games. Oh,
It's, it certainly has the most movement.
well,
If
I like it
when
better.
you come onto Infinite, I do too. But a lot of people bitch and moan about it, and it's like, oh, we should all go back to Halo 5, and then nobody ever does.
I don't like Halo 5's movement. What really annoys me about it, I think, is like whenever you sprint, your weapon moves so
Yeah.
much. Oh, wait, hello.
Hello, this is me.
I
So
see
this is
that.
just how I do it, right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
make sure you're away from the wall enough to not hit your head on that one, right?
Okay.
And then just be like, boing, boing, boing,
What?
boing, boing.
What? Okay,
Uh,
okay. Let's see. So,
yeah, so you want to jump, and then crouch when you're in the air, and then move.
oh
There
my
you go.
goodness, wait a minute, I just did it.
Yeah, because you've got so much in-air movement, and because that's a high jump, not a far jump, jump up first before you do anything. And then you can kind of use that technique all the way up. You just have to vary how much you move.
Oh, nope, nope, nope.
Yeah, you need to get on it a little bit quicker than that, but the idea is there.
I'm learning. I'm
You're
getting there.
learning.
Yeah. No, this time I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna ace all of the obstacles afterwards with no difficulties. Watch.
Well, to be fair, if you get over this one, most people can easily get through the next one, and the one after that is kind of a 50-50.
Noted. Oh,
There you go.
yes. Haha.
And same again.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, you walked off.
That was embarrassing.
Tactical.
I just did that to throw you off.
Yeah.
I do like the way this map looks. I like with like the giant palm trees and the crane.
Yeah, I personally think it looks kind of shitty compared to some of the other ones, but it's mine and aesthetics are not really my thing, so
Well, you know,
I just
it gives it its own personality, and it doesn't. How
it
the hell
has
did
a
I do that?
vibe, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's better than nothing, and I think
True.
it actually is pretty good.
Thanks.
Is the crane an obstacle?
Not on this occasion, no. Last time it was. I had a big wrecking ball hanging from the hook. That was the first obstacle. You had to grapple off of off of the wrecking ball.
Yeah,
Now it's just set dressing for this one.
admittedly I've never been quite good with using the forge. I mean, I know I've made all of the tracks on my own personal schedule,
Yeah.
but I'm not very good with Forge, and this one I feel has the most complicated Forge that I've used, and because of that,
Yes and no, right? It's laid out like the actual being able to find the pieces is no harder than anything else. It's just you need to like relearn where everything is. The scripting and all that shit is confusing as hell. Um, but again, like I've started to do some basic stuff. Like I have a reset button for a few things. Um, but that like people know how to do it, and people have helped me out, and it start to make a bit more sense. But in terms of like what you would do to forge a racetrack, let's say, I would debate that that's actually easier on Infinite than on Reach in 4.
Halo 3 will forever be my favorite. But I will admit, making racetracks on Reach is a bit easier. I just don't like the handling model as much on Reach as I do it on 3.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know a lot of people think that way. Hello.
Hello? Oh, overshot by a mile.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the best time on this one?
So for stage one in this tournament, somebody had cleared it in 111 seconds, but
Okay.
only two people have cleared it so far. Obviously, the tournament's not finished yet, and like you're the 34th person that's ran, so there's still time. But so far, this has not been a strong showing from the competitors. This isn't the course has been pretty lethal, even though like when I was building it, obviously I run it to test it, and I'm not that good, right? I'm definitely better than average, and I used to be really good at this stuff, but not anymore. And I can just beat this one with ease pretty much every time. So I was thinking, oh yeah, there'll be like, last time I had 13 people clear stage one, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, it's gonna easily be like 10 people. And nope, so far only two.
Ugh. Well, I mean, I would love to say that I can be the third one, but at this rate, I'm not so
No,
sure.
no, like hand on heart, don't really know what to expect because obviously I I don't even race with you all that much, like so I don't know what you do in your spare time. But most of the people who like main the racing stuff who do this, so like Wes, um, Brendan, Darian, that have done this, most of them tend to go out. Well, Wes, the obstacle you're on at the moment is called the wall. Wes failed it 6 tournaments in a row, and then he beat it in the last one,
Oh,
which was really funny. And then Wes was like, "Holy shit, what do I do now?"
okay.
So the rest of his run was basically me trying to explain obstacles to him while he's trying to do them. Your best bet from there is go to your one to your right.
Oh, that barely,
Yep.
barely landed on that one.
And then if you go back to the little nub up to your left.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Do you think I'm gonna have to do a jump crouch or just a normal
Yep.
jump? Okay.
Almost certain. Yeah, it's easier enough if just to do
Oh,
all of them, just to crouch for all of them, and then you can just control it in the air because you get a lot of control movement. Um, but there's been a few guys recently, like Nike has started to get further and further. D Mills has started to get further and further, but a lot of the racing guys tend to go out on like the first 2 or 3 obstacles, except for like the guys who main the jumping stuff and then do the racing. Like Free and Weapon Mat tend to get pretty far each time.
okay, 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 okay. I think I've got this first jump pretty good.
Yep.
Second one, maybe not so much, but I can do that
The
with.
second one you gotta think. There's the nub above your head you gotta be worried about, and it's more distance but less height. And then the third to the fourth is basically the same as the second to the third. So it's distance rather than height.
Yeah, I keep overshooting it. It's like the second or third time I've overshot it. What's with the soccer balls?
Oh, they're the last obstacle is you just have to run up a hill while the balls come down at you.
Oh, that doesn't seem like it's too difficult. But then again, I am having difficulty with literally the second test, so...
They do require different skill sets, I will admit. I don't personally find the last obstacle very difficult, but then obviously, I mean, I built it. But the last obstacle for... Like, this is going to sound really poncy, but for the people who are good at jumping and who do this, the last obstacle is a real, you know...
Cakewalk?
No, it's really difficult for them because it's just different from what they're used to. Which is funny because, like, stage 2, for example, it's got vehicle stuff, and the amount of really good Halo jumpy people that just cannot do vehicle stuff to save their life is hilarious. But like, when someone like D-Mills goes on it, they beat it first try. But yet D-Mills can't beat stage 1. So like, he went on it to have a play around and see what it was like, and then he beat it first try, and then he beat it second try, and he beat it third try, and he was like, dude, why does everybody suck? And I'm like, I know! And that's actually what got free into doing Halo Racing, was to get better in mongoose stuff. So I'd like to think that I'm helping multiple communities out by bringing some more racers towards the jumping side of it and more jumpers to the racing side of it. You know, build a bridge between two communities.
Yeah. I think right now I'm showing which one I belong to.
There's no shame in it. It's like I said, as long as you get... If you fail the first obstacle, that's gonna be a little bit sad. But obviously, there'll be another one in a couple of... probably a few weeks to a couple of months if you wanted to avenge yourself. But if you get to the wall and you go off the wall, that's like... When you see how often people fail that obstacle, it's not gonna be a huge disappointment. And then if you beat the wall, you're gonna be like, oh, that's amazing. You know? Because you're gonna have beaten, like, a good 10-15 people easy, just from one obstacle.
Well, if I beat this wall, I'm definitely going to be happy, no matter how many people I beat, simply because I will have beat it.
Eh, fair enough. Oh, you had that then, and you pulled back, and so when you landed, you just walked backwards off.
Yup. Where are you standing?
Oh, I've moved. I'm up here now. I took inspiration from the old WWE SmackDown set. You know, the one with the big silver fist that went through the wall? And obviously this course is called the Elite Challenge, so I put a big Elite head sticking through the wall.
I was not expecting that. I will be honest. I like it, though.
Yeah, me too. I've put it a bit too high, if anything.
No, I still think
So,
it's a nice addition, though.
So, like, a lot of when I'm filming the runs, obviously I'm focusing on the person. It tends to be out of shot too high, so it looks just like a rock wall. But oh well.
Maybe if I do it with the energy sword, it'll make me better. It's gotta be it.
Genuinely, that's a superstition in the Halo jumping community.
Wait, actually?
There will be people. There will be people. It makes no difference, right? And
Well,
I will tell you this categorically. But there are people who firmly believe that you jump better with a sword, and I have no idea where that superstition came from. It's bullshit, but I find it hilarious.
Well, the elites who use the sword are good at jumping, so maybe they think that since the enemy that uses it jump and are good at that, that if you use it, it translates to you.
I mean, that's a better explanation than anything that anybody's ever tried to use to explain it. They're all going about oh yeah, you get extra pixels on your jump height. It's like bullshit. It's like, yeah, if someone was stood there, you can slash off them and get a few extra pixels of your jump height, but there isn't anybody out there. It's just you.
Now, if you use the legendary variant, then it would change because it makes you a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I believe the duelist energy sword
Okay.
makes you a tiny bit faster, just like when you're walking and whatnot.
It's genuinely the first time I've heard that. I'll have to look into that. That might be funny. I might just replace the standard energy sword with the duelist one and watch the people who are just the energy sword people just freak out. They're going even faster.
Yeah, not the red one though. The elite blood blade does not do anything. It's just a red energy sword that does a little bit more damage. But
Yeah.
the duelist one does make you move a little faster.
There you go. Right. So
Aha.
you have you have it, one more jump, right? And then you have a choice.
Hmm.
So that one more up and to the right, and then you can make it from there to the top, or you can go one left or one right, and then that's an easy jump.
Hmm. Hmm.
From where you are right now, you cannot make it to the one on the left. You have to go to the one on the right.
Oh, okay.
But from the one on the right, then you have a choice.
No.
Oh, hey, you saved it further down. So you can go up from there. You got two up and to the right, and then you go back to the left.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Some people swear that side's easier. I genuinely don't believe them. No, you're just jumping straight back to the platform.
Well, I figured it's better than jumping off and into the not lava, but I guess sewage.
Yeah, it's supposed to be water, but I
It,
don't know.
it looks a little
It
green.
it turned brown a little. Like, well, I was fucking with the lighting to try and get like a nighttime look, and it just made everything brown. I was like, oh,
Oh.
whoops.
Say, kind of looks like acid or something.
Oh, people who fall in it tend to disappear. So yeah, I can go with that. I can spin that into a canon story
That's the lore for um
for the elite challenge.
the Wipeout
you
Elite Challenge.
you fail, you get dissolved.
We've got a cloning machine in the back that just clones you over and over again. Okay. Yes.
Alright,
Haha.
so you can
Uh-oh.
make it to the top from there. It is like a perfect crouch jump, right? Or you can go to like any of the other pegs around you and just make that an easy jump. Actually, if you take 2 steps back from the wall, then like take a step forward, jump, and crouch all at the same time.
Almost.
So maybe not exactly 2 steps, but you get what I mean. Like back away from it a
Yeah,
bit.
just a little bit of a backup. Oh, almost. I'm gonna try and jump, and I'm gonna fall, and I'm gonna get so irritated.
I mean, as long as you go straight, even if you overshoot it, you'll have a little bit of the peg on the back of the wall to land on.
Almost again. Yes.
There you go.
Haha.
All right, so
Um.
this next obstacle is called framed, and it's actually a lot easier than it looks, right?
Wait. How do I get over there?
You just jump. So you jump into this first window here, right? And then once you're in that first window, jump to the top of the second one, and then just go in a straight line.
How do I get there? My jump doesn't go that far, does it?
Sprint jump.
What's the best angle? Hmm. Okay. And so this one.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I'm running back.
Okay. Let's try to get this. Oh no. Gosh darn it.
But you get the idea, right?
Yeah, I think I got it, but well, I
If
mean, obviously
you
I
can
didn't
do
get it,
you
but
can do something called save jumping. So like your feet touched and then you slid off. If your feet touch, you can actually jump again and then hold back. And because you got so much in air control, you can sometimes save situations like that.
okay, well, I think that's my biggest problem is I pull the joystick back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you if oh wait, no, 'cause you do your stuff on Monday as well, right?
For DRL, yeah, DRL is on Monday. I find it very fun, but it's not like I don't run it or anything. I just join in.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say that pass an invitation unto you, um, but we also run our stuff on Monday, so maybe not.
Well, if there's ever a week off from DRL and you're doing something, or I mean, DRL's not like they keep track of points, but it's not a championship. It's just a series of like individual things. So I could maybe miss out a week or so, especially if like maybe it's Monday night, but if the time lines up, I can still catch the last few DRL races.
Yeah, we typically start our stuff at 8 p.m. So
God, now I gotta do conversion. That's in Eastern, right?
that is yes, New York time. My bad.
Um,
I completely forgot for a
so
minute.
that's 5 hours. So that is one. So that yeah is exactly when DRL starts. How long does yours current like typically last?
Um, hour and a half,
Okay.
2 hours sometimes.
Yeah, I'd be able should be able to even if I just wanted to agree a week, then I can still just like when that's done, I can just bounce to DRL because DRL tends to last longer. And if there's spots left, you can just join in midway through.
I was like, cause sometimes our races go on long. Sometimes they go. I mean, if you
Well,
look at
yeah,
the times on the channel, like the uploads for each
yeah,
race, you can see that they typically don't ever go shorter than 30 minutes, though.
yeah. I got a bit of catching up to do actually.
Most recent one that I released is probably my most ambitious video.
Yeah, I've seen you were quite hyped about that, so I'm like, oh, shit, I need to watch this. I meant to put it on today when I was just Zwifting, um, but I was instead having a conversation with some people, and I didn't, didn't remember to start it before.
Yeah, it's all right. No
So I just
harm in
I
trying.
rode the bike for 2 hours while just having a conversation with like Nick and a few other people.
So the next race that I think we're doing probably shouldn't. It probably won't be that long of a race because I don't see. So the big thing that makes races go long for us is the amount of the lap resets that we have.
Right.
And there aren't any explosives on the next map, so I don't imagine there being any, many, if any. There we go. On the next race. So I would assume that the next one would probably be a little shorter.
Cool. Yeah, they're racing tonight on Helitrax if you wanted in. Doing HT Jies, which is a supercross thingy. I'm absolutely awful at supercrosses compared to the good guys, but it's still fun to do. And Jies is chill and laid back, and they're doing fucking 3 tracks tonight. The 3 12-minute races. It's gonna be fun.
I don't know if I'll be able to show up, but we'll see.
Hey.
I feel kind of bad about that, actually. About like, I'm not very active on my
You don't have to feel bad about
my
it.
secondary profiles, so I'm like, I feel like I just kind of fall off the face of the planet for a few weeks.
Is that why it's Goombob 2?
Yeah, that is why it's called that.
Fair enough.
All right. Gosh darn it.
Oh yeah, we got Opix's whatever the hell he's doing on Saturday. He's been working on that for fucking ages, so I hope it's good.
I'm sure it will be.
It'll be some like February Madness tournament or some shit. I know it's to do with tracks, so that's about it.
Oh wait. Oh, this thing actually helped me.
Which thing?
I hit one of the nubs in it, and it actually helped.
They can do sometimes. They do sort of that. Well, they'll hit you and they'll like kill your momentum. But if you have too much momentum in the first place, then killing it isn't a horrible idea.
Well, that's what wound up happening. Cause I was definitely going to overshoot it, and I was like, oh shoot, I'm done.
Yeah.
Take me out of the oven, I'm cooked. But no, then I hit it, and I was all set to go. Yep, and that's what would have happened the other time. Well, what are the other ones?
What do you mean by the other ones?
So the other difficulties.
Oh, so in I guess you could call it the genre of this. When you do your official run, obviously you'll start on stage 1. If you beat stage 1, then you do stage 2. If you beat stage 2, you do stage 3. If you beat stage 3, which hasn't actually happened on this particular course yet, you get to attempt stage 4. And obviously the difficulty in theory scales up with each one, so it whittles people down further and further.
Well, do you mind if
I mean,
I see the
by
other
all means, have a
ones?
look. I will say, come with me on this one first.
Okay.
So this is arguably, from a technical perspective, this is the most impressive of the This is stage 4. So when don't push the button
Okay.
because
Okay.
it's got scripting and stuff, and I'm panicking. So you come up here, and this
All
is
right.
where you start stage 4. Okay.
Do you
So
fall down that hole?
I would recommend not doing it because obviously it's quite difficult to get out, hence why it's stage 4. So you push this button, and then you jump in as far as the competitors go, right? And then you have 45 seconds to get back out.
Eh,
And if you don't get out in 45 seconds,
do you die?
the roof closes and you get stuck in there forever.
Oh. Okay. So yeah, I won't try that one then.
So naturally, if you stick around for a minute, you can actually see it closing. Hence why it's the most technologically impressive, as you'll be able to tell in a minute. But yeah, so you drop down the middle of the cylinder, and then it's just got a load of nubs on the wall, and then you go all the way up the wall, and then there's some nubs on the cylinder, and then you climb out. And yeah, there you go.
Oh,
See? And they're stuck forever.
you put like 7 of them on there.
There's only 4, but they don't quite line up right. Like you can still see like a little hole in the corner here. But the dumb part is there's no when you're inside there, there's no way to open it again, and there's no way to die or anything like that. So people keep getting stuck in there, and it's really funny. But if I come over here and I push this button,
Well, it opens it.
yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna look at the other, maybe
Go
number
for it.
2, simply because
I will say number 3, is really difficult. That one you might only just get to see the first little bit. This one though, I could easily see you beating this. So stage 2 is more geared towards going fast as well. So the actual jumping section of it is not that difficult. Comparably speaking.
I'll say, assuming you can actually land
come
on
over
them.
here. Come over here. Oh, never mind.
Oh wait.
Next time you spawn, because those are only one way. The spectator ones are 2-way. You can actually just see it off the side if you want.
Oh yeah.
Over. So these ones will take you to the side here. And you can see health and safety compliant. I put a big railing that you can't actually see over, so you have to stand on the fucking thing.
Listen, they're kind of see-throughable a little bit.
Yeah. I'd say it could have been worse. So like the first 3 obstacles there are like jumpy based, and then everything else is on a mongoose. And so you'll get the people who are really good at the jumpy stuff. They'll get to the mongoose and they'll just like mentally short circuit, and then they'll just fail, which is really funny to watch. And then so you get on a mongoose here, and then you go all the way to the end. So it's just relatively simple stuff, like the first 2 obstacles, then just some like throttle control ramps. And I don't know if you've ever been introduced to the concept of a taint twister before, but they appear on a lot of DRL tracks, and obviously because the Halo jumping community is significantly younger on average than the racing community, I thought I can't really get away with calling it the taint twister. So I just painted it in the French flag and called it the French twist.
I was wondering why it was French flaggy.
Yeah. I built this long after I went to France for the first time.
Oh, how was it?
For work. Cold and difficult to understand anything, and I'm amazed that I didn't fuck the food orders up, because I went with a guy who speaks even less French than I do, and my French is literally limited to swear words.
Oh. Well, is it still, or did you learn anything?
No, not really.
Oh.
I know how to ask someone for sex, and I know how to order a cheeseburger now, actually. So I will say, yeah, I've learned 2 things, and one I learned from TV, and then the rest is just like swear words and hello, goodbye, thank you. and a whole lot of different ways of saying the word shit.
Huh.
But no, I went to a racetrack in France, so it was like rural France. So we just drove through through the night. We went from um, across England, across the channel. We went under the channel really because we did it on the train. And then we went to. If you want to come through the one, by the way, you get another look at that. We went through, and it turns out that we went to the bit of France that's like, in essence, the hillbilly bit of France. So like even their French isn't proper French, you know.
Ah.
So there you can see you were getting to these things, and afterwards you got the log with its reset button as well, which is like scripting is kind of easy, is the newbie level of scripting, but it probably was the hardest thing for me on this entire course.
So how do you do the ring relic thing?
This thing here,
Yeah.
you run up them, and then when it gets to vertical, you jump around the side.
Oh.
But then they get narrower and narrower, so the landing platform is difficult. Or the landing is difficult, and then the landing, like, to get off of it, you're basically landing on something that's this size.
Got it.
Because it's not a full send, it's kind of, you have to manage it a bit. And then you get a grapple hook, and you climb the wall, and then go across the gap. And then you do this thing, which somebody legitimately started a petition on change.org to try and get rid of.
Would you get rid of
Which is
what?
the bit that I'm stood on here.
Oh, this?
Yeah. So obviously I'm doing it backwards now, but I'm doing it backwards just so I can get down there easy.
How did you even get over there?
I jumped off of the rocks onto the final obstacle.
I see it, yeah.
So like this confuses a lot of people as well, because a lot of people who do the jumping stuff, they leave the equipment out. So when people started getting to here, like, what do I do here? And they're like, you can do multiple grapples, you can cancel your grapple in the air, you can do technical things, and there's me thinking I'm a dumbass, and I'm like, damn, I'm teaching these guys how to play the video game.
I think grappling hook was best addition to this game.
Agreed. Oh, also a neat little thing that you can't see. I've put a zone so that I can let you have unlimited grappling hooks on the grappling hook obstacle, and then it gets rid of them all, so it purges your equipment.
No!
So that way you actually have to do this obstacle rather than, you know.
Alright, let's see.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Ah!
Let's see if I can at least do the
It's called Crash Mountain, which is after the Wipeout second stage, even though it has nothing to do with it. I just think it's a cool name.
Let's see, where is there a good entry point? Oh, this is a good entry point, methinks. Oh my god, they hurt you.
Yep. So I have been toying with the idea of turning invulnerability off, and if you get hit by enough balls, you just die.
That would make this even harder.
It would, but it would also be hilarious, in my mind.
Death by soccer ball.
And the people who I floated the idea to, they all find it funny as well. So I'm thinking I may do that.
Well, the people you floated it to, did they beat the course?
Some of them have been able to, yeah. Some of them have been to the later stages, and some of them haven't. Pretty much unanimously, everybody agrees it would be funny, but
I agree that it would be funny.
some people think that the obstacle itself is too hard anyway, so they're like, oh, that would make it even harder. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of would. But would it be then too hard, or would it still just be okay, you know? Because that's the thing as well. Being stage one, I'm not trying to make this as hard as I can physically make it. I'm trying to make it a challenge, but like a doable challenge. And then, stage two is more difficult. Stage three is the sort of shit that it's like, okay, I can now try and make stuff physically as difficult as I can make it. Because only the best of the best of the best are supposed to be able to beat a stage three.
Oh,
And
like
then
me.
stage four is like a combination of everything. Yeah.
And the best of the best of the
All
best.
you, all you need is a Rocky training montage, just
Oh yeah, just
start,
pump up some
start,
80s
yeah,
jams. Yeah.
start punching some meat, and and you'll be good to go.
I'll be all set. I'll ace it first try.
Rocky Goombobber.
Hmm. 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 Oh, I actually didn't know about that little glitch before now.
Which glitch?
Or it might not be a glitch, I guess, but the jump thing. I didn't know about that.
What? Jump and crouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been the case in every Halo game that when you jump and then you crouch, obviously because your feet come up, right? So you get a higher jump.
Well, I knew about it in like Halo 2 because I used to, well, used to. I still do. I it did a lot of like I like to go out of bounds in Halo 2, so I know
Yeah.
about that in that game, but I guess I never really tried it in Infinite.
Yeah. It's a thing. Wait until you start dissect. If you actually feel like dissecting that, you've got all sorts of different variants. So you've just got your standard jump. You got your jump into your crouch. You can see I'm getting higher.
Yeah.
Then you got your frog jump, which is a lower one. So if you ever need to not hit your head on something. And then you got all the like random tactical stuff. So like if you've got, how do I do it here? You can get a super jump if you do a quick sprint, then an immediate right angle turn and jump. So it's easy on a keyboard, but like on a controller, I'm bad at it. And then if you go back to like Halo 4 and Halo 5, you've got something called spring jumping, where if you held crouch, right,
Yeah.
and the pixel or the frame you let go of crouch, you hit jump, you get a jump that was about an extra third as high.
Oh.
But obviously that was kind of difficult to do. And I finally fucking learned how to do it, and then people like the the jumping courses all went to infinite. Or sorry, I finally learned how to do it, and then I took a big break, and everything went to infinite. So I learned how to do it, and it became entirely pointless because you can't do it on infinite.
Well, it might come back. 'Cause I'm pretty sure they're porting Halo 5 to the PC soon.
Yeah, but it's gonna cost £1 million, and no one's gonna use it. It'll get added to. Hopefully, it'll get added to MCC, so at least the racing guys can get some use out of it. But the Halo jumping world will not go back to Halo 5, I don't think. And it's
I
not.
am looking forward to it because I've never been able to play Halo 5's like in the Forge mode because on the Xbox it costs money. You need to have Game
Yeah.
Pass in order to um
Need to have Game Pass in order to do anything on Halo 5 anymore.
yeah. And I don't have Game Pass, so all I was able to do is play the campaign, which is not the best, to put it simply.
I will tell you, some of the mini games that people made for Halo 5, so good. Like, people made golf on Halo 5, and golf is so much fun. So in the Halo jumping community, somebody decided to do like an Olympics thing in the middle of last year, where they did a bunch of stuff. They did some racing, they did some like foot racing, they did 1v1 obstacle courses, they did like the World Cup of jumping, so it's like you're representing your nation and shit like that. And then they did golf on Halo 5 as well. And I didn't. I was hyped about it, but I didn't think I was going to do it because of the cost of it. So somebody who frequently gets annoyed at me in DRL, they basically said, if you don't hit me in DRL this week, I'll pay for your Game Pass. And I was like, deal. So I basically just like, not only was I not hitting them, I was like actively running interference to try and help, just so that they'd give me the money for the Game Pass. And then I went and did golf, and I came fucking. I made the original, the cut, because they did it. Everyone did the first 2 rounds, and then only the top 12 made the cut for the final 2. And I made the cut, but I finished last of everyone that made the cut. So it was a fat lot of use it was, but it was good fun. Not worth the money that we had to shell out for it.
Right.
If it came to PC and was somehow free to use again, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I would mostly be looking forward to it for the racing potential, because I've never been able to mess around with Halo 5 in racing, so if it gets ported to computer, it would definitely be added.
Yeah.
Because the driving physics isn't that bad, and I hear the Forge is very in depth.
It is. It's got the early stages of what later became in Infinite. So you've got the ability to script stuff. You've got the ability to do a lot more. So like the welding feature, where you can weld an object to another object. That's, for something as simple as what it sounds like, it's actually really, you can do an awful lot with just the welding feature, which is pretty awesome. So like it does just open things up for possibilities, and then on top of it, the driving, like the mongoose physics and stuff, doesn't suck.
Yeah. I
So
so what would you say your favorite mongoose is?
I'm one of these weird people that I actually really like Reach.
I think Reach is good. If I were to rank them, I'd say Halo 3 number 1. Then I'd probably put.
I do agree Halo 3 is very good. I would have said Reach 4, 3, 5, 2, Infinite.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just swap 3 with Reach and then remove 5, because I haven't played it enough to get a proper opinion on it.
Yeah, it's actually quite good. I have to give it credit. I did a fair bit of racing on Halo 5 back when, and I gotta say I enjoyed it.
When's the next Ignition race? Sunday?
Yeah, they're every Sunday.
How many more are left in the season? Do you know or no?
Oh god, like 15 or so.
Oh, I thought he was only doing 12 this year.
Meh, is it 12 or 12 that count? I don't remember. I must admit, some of the stuff Dink tells me, I kind of just, it goes in one ear and out the other.
I feel like during that first thing that I did with you guys, the what did you call it? The showcase, I believe, is what it's called. He was just all over the place. Like, he was driving off the track, and he was.
Who, Dink? Yeah.
He
isn't normally that bad of a driver. I gotta give him that. But Dink has an issue where he doesn't take anything seriously. I mean, he said he nearly ended up getting his kid named Skibbity Toilet, and because it's Dink, I'm genuinely concerned he isn't joking.
His kid named what? No. No. I'm so glad that did not actually happen. Yeah, what's your name, kid? Oh, my
Dink,
name is Skibbity Toilet.
Dink is the only person I know who downloaded and installed Fortnite just to buy the Skibbity Toilet like item pack and then uninstall Fortnite.
So he spent like 15 bucks
Yep,
and then didn't do anything else.
yep. He literally, when someone told him that the Skibbity Toilet pack was in Fortnite, he was like, no shot. And then they streamed it, and he was like, okay, I'm installing the game. He installed the game, he bought the pack, and then he uninstalled the game, like, as a continual unbroken series of events. Fucking lunatic.
Okay, I think we might get along well then. I mean, I'm not nearly that. Like, I'm not nearly quite like that, but I can definitely respect that.
Uh, Dude, he got so lucky to win that Daytona, man. That should have been mine. I,
I
w- I was in the lead, alone. The one guy that was near me couldn't get hooked up on me. We were so far ahead. Like 8 laps to the end of the race, I was leading them all. And then
the
Dink and
caution.
Jeff had some kooky ass crash that put them back together, and then they just decided to break the fucking sound barrier with the draft. And it got to the point, like, because obviously I'm from Britain, right?
Yeah.
My connection to those guys is quite large, so where I appear on everybody else's screen is not where I am on mine. So, like, on my screen, I'm in the lead of the race, but I know because it's a tight finish, there's no chance of me winning. So, like, the only chance I have is to basically get across the front of them, and I just end up getting pushed backwards. I was like, ah, nuts. And so I don't even get a podium from having the race, like, looking like I had it won for, like, six or 7 laps before the end, and then just losing it half around the last lap was kind of sad.
I had hooked up with two other people. I wound up finishing fifth, I believe. Like I was the next car behind your pack.
Yeah,
Um, I feel like if we had two more laps, we probably would have been able to get to you guys. I don't know if I'd been able to pass you, but we probably would have been able to get to you because we were gaining on you quick.
yeah.
We were not that far behind by the time you passed the finish line.
Yeah, when you hook up with people, you really fucking motor. But then when you start actually like trying to race, so like I was when they were working together to catch me. Eddie was just sort of chilling in second, and then when they caught Eddie, Eddie and me both basically tried to join it, except for I wasn't trying to make it go quick. I was just trying to get in front of them because I knew that was the winning pack, right? I knew if I get to the finish line first out of these guys, I win. And I think Eddie was just thinking of the long run because he's a more championship-minded driver. And then Jeff and Dink were both like, I want to win the race, I want to win the race, I want to win the race.
I was happy with coming in fifth.
Now, to be fair, I usually am, but it's like, that was a race where I'd done everything right. Like, I was,
Oh yeah, no,
that
you
was
were.
I got the pit strategy right. I got the timings right. I short fueled my pit stop on the last one, but I short fueled it by like enough to make it to the end. I even had safety for a green white checker, but we didn't need it in the end. And then it just, one lap, it all went wrong. Which is completely like flipped around. So the last race of last season, I won, but I won it off of the most stupid green white checkers, right? I shit you not, I spent the first half of the last race of last season fighting the urge to fall asleep where I sat, and I was just like vibing at the back, like just on my own. And then there was just like a point in the middle of the race where there was a caution, and I just sent it into one. I gained like 6 spots. I was like, oh, okay, I've woken up now. And I was just in the fight for a while, and I was drafting really well with Eddie, and we were doing well, and it was like basically it was me and Eddie drafting against like Zodiac and Joe, and Zodiac and Joe are like ignition purists, like that's all they do. And obviously Eddie, that was his first season of Ignition, and I just sort of do whatever. And so we were like, oh yeah, let's try and win it for. I was thinking, yeah, Eddie's gonna win the championship. That's gonna be cool. You know, Joe's a bit of an ass, so I don't mind seeing him lose. And then we go into the last thing, and it's like it's a green, white, checkered restart, and I'm coming from like, it's a caution that had it gone all the way, would have been effectively a green, white, checkered, right? It would have finished where the race should have finished, but with like 2 laps of racing before, and someone bought a caution out, and so I came from 6th, and I came from 7th. I just sent it down the inside of turn 1 and just forced my way to make it like 5 wide. And then we're going up the back straight, and I hook up with Eddie, and I give us the big push. So we end up, me, Eddie, and I think it was Zodiac, 1, 2, and 3. As we cross the line to start the lead lap, we're like side by side by side. And we got the back straight, and Eddie and Zodiac start pulling ahead, and then Zodiac tries to come down on me, so I'm still there, and I start pushing up high, and then I realized, oh shit, I've got up too high here, like I'm gonna put Eddie in the wall. So I made the decision, because it was Eddie and Zodiac for the title, and I didn't want to be the one that decided it. I decided to put everyone in the wall. So I shit you not, I put like, because there was another group that was like behind us but close enough to like be nearby. When we got hooked up, it started dragging us wide, and I realized, oh shit, I'm gonna put Eddie in the wall here. So I just committed to the move, and like we got properly like wedged together, and it just drug us all out. Like put every fucker in the wall, and then just had a sprint for the line and won. And I'm so glad I did that, because Eddie finished last. Right?
So you won the race through sheer tomfoolery.
Eddie finished last. He won the championship by 1 point. I think Zodiac finished like 6th. So like he got away with it a lot better than Eddie. But if I did, like I probably lose on connection with Zodiac, right? But I thought I can't be responsible for putting one of the championship contenders into the wall.
So I'll put all of them in the wall.
So I'll put everyone in the wall.
Equal opportunity destruction.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the fairest way, right? Like
Yeah.
if I'm the third wheel in a championship battle, and whether it's my fault or not, if one of them is like unavoidably one of them is going into the wall, then the fairest thing for me to do is put everyone in, right?
Yeah, no, you're justified.
And as it happened, Eddie won the championship by 1 point. And when I heard like Dink working that out, I just had like the biggest sigh of relief, because like Eddie was mad at me, and like, you know, it's whatever. Like I got hooked up on Zodiac. It was equally like between me and Zodiac, it was probably like 60-40 on Zodiac. But Eddie was mad because he's gone in the wall, like, and he thought he'd lost the championship, and he felt so bad. And then Dink's like, Eddie, cheer up, you won it by 1 point. And I was like, yay, I won the race. I can be happy now.
Yeah,
But yeah, I've won 2 races in Ignition, and they've been 2 of the most scuffed finishes that Ignition has ever had, right?
you're gonna have to link them. I want to see them.
I don't know if Ignition. Well, I know Wes films his perspective, but I don't know if he certainly wouldn't have seen the finish of this Ignition, and because Ignition don't always they don't do any third perspective stuff.
Really? They don't? I thought they had the
Yeah.
person in the Falcon up there filming.
No, that's the race director.
Oh, he doesn't
So he's
also
there-
film?
He's there calling the cautions. I know Brendan was toying with the idea of doing it, but for Daytona he wasn't, because he was obviously, with him being the connection host, if he starts filming and it goes laggy, then
Right.
it'll fuck the whole game up. right? And if there is a neutral person, it makes sense for them to host for like fairness reasons. Because like if I host, like I can just do whatever I want and nobody can move my mongoose, right? And things like that. But the other race when I had was on a GP on my first season of Ignition that I did, which was I think like 3 seasons ago now, 2 seasons ago. And we're coming up to the end of the race. And again, there's a green, white, checkered. And it's a big race. There's a lot of the big names there, like Cam's there, Eddie's there, Fireball, Detail. You know, like a lot of genuine, like bona fide front runners. Like I have no business being even in the top 7 of this race, right? And the race is going on. It's a long race, and there's a caution. And it had been a long green flag run, but the people who'd done the math, they were confident that the math mathed correctly, that they could get to the finish, right?
Oh.
And then the race got extended by 1 lap because of a green-white checkered at the end.
So they all had to pit.
Well, actually, that's the funny thing.
No,
Everybody,
they didn't pit.
Everybody gambled, and I mean, except for like 2 people in the race that were at the back of the grid anyway, because they got nothing to lose, right?
Right.
And now, I wasn't confident in my fuel numbers, but I knew that I'd pitted for my last stop 2 laps after like all the other contenders. So I'm there at that point. I'm thinking I should make this because they've made it this far. So I'm gonna have done that length of time when I finish the race. Was my thinking, right?
Right.
And anyway, off we go. We take the green. Everything's, you know, the racing is racing. It's quite hard, you know. People are sending it 5 fucking wide into a hairpin, and you know, as you do. And I'm battling my way through, and I end up in about 6th position, right?
Right.
And we come out of the final corner of the lap, and I get the run on someone. So I'm side by side. I cross for the white in 5th position. The guy next to me promptly runs out of fuel. And if you haven't noticed it yet, when you run out of fuel in Ignition, you get fired off your mongoose. And the mongoose stops.
I did notice that.
Big pile up, wiped out almost everybody behind me. And I think like Wes had driven from the back and just got through. So people are like, is it a caution? No, it's the checkered flag. It's like a mad Vopal scramble. At this point, the guy who was in 2nd runs out of fuel. On the way down to the hairpin. I think you can see where this might be going.
I think I can gather.
So the guy in 2nd is out of fuel, and he's like, and they're all wondering, is it a caution? No, race the line. You know, like it's the last lap. There's no cautions. But I ran out of fuel. People bitching and whining. Joe Nightmare's over there struggling to count to 6. And anyway, and Camonized is leading the race. I think Detail is now up to 2nd, and Cam, who turns to go, he pings off his mongoose. He's out of fuel as well. Detail takes the lead of the race, and he runs out of fuel. Like between 3 turns to go and 2 turns to go, like Cam ran out, Detail passed him, Detail ran out, and I take the lead of the race. And I'm like, how the fuck has this happened? I look at my fuel bar and I can't see anything on there. I'm like, oh no! And I got to the line, and I must have been 6, like maybe 5 goose lengths over the line, and I pop off my mongoose as well, and I run out of fuel. But it doesn't matter because I won the race. And I won it by like 3 seconds.
So the top 6 all ran out of fuel.
Yeah, except me.
Except
and I ran
for
out
you.
past the line, right? Wes went from like 12th to finish 2nd by virtue of like missing this pile up. So this pile up, like, I think it was like it was either like Jake or Brendan. It was somebody who was like not a massive front runner, but not a bad, like a respectable driver. you know, that should challenge for top fives. They ran out of fuel and then they just wiped out everybody behind them in the first corner. Because obviously nobody expects a fucking mongoose just to stop in a flat out bend, do they? And every fucker just plowed into it. Oh, I forget what race it was now. I'll have a little look at it, see if I can find it on Wes's channel.
Yeah, I would like to do another one with them. I'd have to see what track they're going to next, though.
The only thing with fucking Ignition is that they have they fucked around with the mongoose size now. So for any of the like short tracks or whatever, they have like an 85% scale mongoose that's a fucking awful piece of shit to deal with.
Well, I don't have any experience with their modified versions of mongoose, so it's not like I have any frame of reference.
It continually falls over if you try and actually take a corner.
Oh. So you gotta take them gently?
Yeah, like the skill gap is massive, you know.
No, I'm sure I could just go up there and you know, immediately win. You know, no problem. I'll have to talk to them about it. I'm pretty good at Halo Reach, like the flat track road course recreations.
Well, then keep an eye out for Formula M then, because that is what it's going to be, is Halo Reach GP tracks.
Because I was pretty good at the ones that we did in the showcase.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the farthest I've ever gotten.
Oh, where are you? Where are you?
Oh, nah, just
there
fell.
you are.
I was doing pretty good, but then I fell.
Yeah, I saw where you went down. That is not bad.
Well, after 68 tries, I would hope I'd at least learn something.
You'd be surprised. People spend like 2 to 3 hours on this and they just go out on the wall anyway. Wasn't warm inside. That's last season's Daytona, so it was before this. It wasn't Texas, Kansas. Wasn't Sarah. Wasn't Phoenix. I nearly won Phoenix actually. Got put in the wall by fucking Joey Nightmare. Yeah, this is it. I think. Here you go. I found it.
Alright, I think I'm gonna go to 100 deaths, and if I, or maybe like, actually, yeah, I'll go to 85 deaths. If I can't get past by then,
Then you want to just do a real one and get it over with.
then I'll do a real one and get it over with.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm not really getting frustrated with it. It's just I'm hungry, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Talking to you has been lovely, though.
Yeah, it's always good to have a chat with someone. Oh no, I got this wrong. It was the guy in second that ran out of fuel in the first turn and everybody hit.
So this was also at Daytona, and the other one was at.
No, this was at something called Flounder. This was my first Ignition win, the one that everybody ran out of fuel. I love that. I come around the final corner and everybody's like having a complaint. Like, I think I'm out of fuel. I'm like, wait, did I win?
I'm definitely gonna have to watch that. That sounds pretty
Well,
funny.
I've timestamp linked you the green of green white checkered of that race.
What about the rest of the race? Is the rest of the race also really good, or is it just kind of?
It was a. I don't really remember a whole heap about it except for Fireball constantly bitching about me driving too slowly on the caution lap. It was one of those races where like it was a race, it was fine, nothing bad happened per se, but like
The ending is what made it.
the ending overshadowed everything. Like no matter what went on in the race, like I'm sure it was a really good race. Like I had some fun racing. This track was pretty cool. But like nothing about this race matters until the end. Which sounds like awful, doesn't it? But realistically speaking, in terms of the relevance, this was a hockey stick race. A long time where like it was fair enough, but nothing big happened, and then just a big spike at the end for literally no reason.
I haven't posted it yet, but there was a race that we did like 2 races ago in my series that is just like the race was so boring. It was just I was leading and there were no lap resets in the whole thing. I think there might have been
Yeah.
one at the very beginning, but it was boring as sin, and I was battling falling asleep, and then Protostar takes the lead and then leads like 19 laps, and I'm like, okay, well he's probably gonna win the race, and then he makes a mistake with 1 to go, and we just have this drag race to the finish, and we're beating and banging on each other, and we're both shouting profanities as like one gets a little bit far ahead than the other, and we're like, no, 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 no. It's like the rest of the race
Yeah.
was just so dull, but then the end was. I think it caught me off guard. I think it caught him off guard as well. And I mean, I'm not gonna spoil the ending, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to editing that one. That one should actually be really easy to edit because of how boring it was.
I'm just watching this on repeat. Genuinely, people were accusing the guy who ran out of fuel of like finishing the race and just jumping off his mongoose a lap early.
Why would they do that though?
I mean, people are stupid, right? But it's not exactly the weirdest thing that's ever happened in the grand scope of Halo racing.
What would you say is the weirdest thing that's happened?
I mean, stained blades falling down the stairs is a pretty funny one.
Who?
There's a guy called Stained Blades. He was in the middle of a conversation at one point and he just abruptly fell down the stairs. There's a signboard clip
Was he
of
okay?
Stained. Yeah,
Okay.
but it sounded like it hurt. And it's just like, I forget which Discord it's on, but somebody has like a Discord signboard of it. And it's just Stained Blades falling down the stairs in the middle of a conversation. That's gotta be up there. Along with like a guy stopping, like intentionally causing a caution so he could let the pizza man in. And like dumb shit like that that's just happened a bunch of times.
That's relatable though. I can relate
In
to the
terms of
stopping
like, oh, the pizza man
for the
thing.
pizza man.
In terms of like weird, in terms of like beef, like people have been banned from a certain Halo community because, or so there's a group called HRL, and the racing it's alright. I mean, it's serviceable, but the guy who runs it's a bit of a to call him a wanker might be a bit not harsh enough.
Oh,
And
so
he's really got a bit of kind of my way or the highway with everything. And so as a result, he ended up falling out with a lot of the guys from Halo tracks. And so a lot of them he kind of banned from HRL, and nobody really cared because they weren't really planning on racing there anymore. And so we were doing a race, and I do off and on HRL from time to time when I got nothing better to do. It's on a Friday, and Fridays, weirdly for Halo racing, is a quiet day. So if I'm ever just bored on a Friday, I'll just grab Wes and we'll just go and do one of them. And we were practicing for one, and like Cam and that all joined my practice lobby because we were just in a voice chat with them. One thing, and we were just—it was literally just as innocent as that. We were in a practice lobby, Cam and a few guys. Who else was it? I know Cam did it, and it was in like Brendan and a couple other guys that the guy who runs HRL doesn't really like. So the guy who runs HRL decided to put one and one together in his head, and he ended up making spaghetti. And so he basically threatened to ban Darian, who had literally nothing to do with anything in this situation. And so Darian told him to go fuck himself and just stop racing there. That was pretty weird. But I feel like that's weird in a sad sense, not weird in a funny sense.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I guess it's a little amusing, but yeah, generally speaking, that's kind of sad.
Yeah. Um, Nick becoming a Spotify artist was something I didn't have on my bingo card back in 2013. That's for sure.
What songs did he release?
It's a song called Wiper Blade, and it's actually a banger. Like, I listen to it a lot.
Oh,
Yeah, Wiper Blade by Nicky D. If you're on Spotify or YouTube.
is it just the one song?
As far as I'm aware so far, yes. But there is a Halo Tracks album in the works. Because when they do their fantasy football shit, I think they just keep doing it that last place has to write and perform a song, and they're just slowly building an album of them.
Oh, I should do that just so I can get to write a song and perform it.
But like Nick doesn't do things by half measures, right? Like Nick is one of these guys where the second an idea is in his head, he's full on with it. So like he doesn't hold back. He fucking belts this song out, and it's an absolute banger. It's great. But like both me and Nick have recently started Zwifting, so like the exercise bike app thingy, where we've just got road bikes on smart trainers and doing that. First ride we did, I'm pulling Nick along, and I've pulled him. Like I've you know, he's been in my slipstream for like 42 kilometers of a 46-kilometer route, and then he proceeds to snap his chain. He was so gutted. And obviously we were doing it on the Halo Track server, and everyone else was gutted for him. And then he took a picture of what he looked like afterwards. Guy made the mistake of wearing a light grey shirt on a bike ride.
Oh.
He looked awful. He looked like he'd just been out in a river.
Oh wait, actually, this can be my run. This one.
Oh, okay. Hang on, let me go into the machinima mode.
I lost
I'll
track
slide my
of all my deaths.
That's fine. Right, machinima mode on, OBS on. I've started recording. Okay, Goombob, welcome to the Elite Challenge. This is stage 1. You have 1 attempt. Your time limit is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So that's 140 seconds. If you don't get to the finish line in that, you run out of time. You have 1 attempt, and your time starts when you make your first jump onto the course. Best of luck. You can go when you're ready.
Hell yeah.
Here he comes.
Yeah.
One of the most unique color palettes of anyone who's done this. That's for sure.
Oh really?
Yeah, no one else has done it in those colors.
All right. This is it.
Get on. I believe in you.
You're about to witness pure excellence.
Well, you're doing well so far. Time-wise, you're not doing fantastic, but progress-wise, you're doing great.
You know, with how many times I've died, I don't really care if my progress. No.
No, save
No!
it! Oh no!
Okay, well, you know. It was fun.
That was good.
It was real.
Yeah.
It was real fun, but I
Well,
admittedly failed.
I'm glad you had fun. I'll shoot you the link because the thing that these guys do with the jumping stuff is they use YouTube Premiere. So when I finish with the video, I'll upload it on a Premiere and I'll send you a link. And if you can watch it live, great. If you can't watch it live, then you can always watch it on replay. Because
All
YouTube
right.
does that.
So wait, do you also would you prefer if I uploaded mine with a Premiere as well
I
to not spoil
genuinely,
anything?
I genuinely could not give a fuck.
Okay.
If I'm around for a premiere, I'll watch it as a premiere. If I'm not around for a premiere, I'll just watch it on delay anyway. So
Oh,
I got I
this
Hey,
would have
go.
made me do much better.
What?
I just found like a stash of weapons on the side, and
Oh.
I'm joking like
Yeah.
the energy sword makes me go 2 frames quicker.
Yeah.
Well, the sniper rifle makes me go 17 frames quicker.
Genuinely, somebody figured out that the plasma pistol was actually a really good weapon for dealing with the bulls on Crash Mountain. So that has started to become a meta within a certain group of competitors that they'll all run with a plasma pistol.
Why do they shoot the balls?
Yeah, but they charge it up, and if they can stop them, because you see they're on a little rack before they drop in. If they can stop them on the rack, it really like makes it easy.
Oh, okay, whatever. I'm gonna go try that actually.
Yeah, just run it down the
first.
spectator's platform and yeah, fully charge the plasma pistol and just shoot them as they're on the rack.
Do the weapons over here respawn?
Eventually. I haven't messed with the respawn timer, so it's all default. So I think it's like 35 seconds.
Oh, there we go. I see it. There we go. That was number 3, correct? Or no, that was number 1.
That was in, yeah, the number 1, the spectator bit for number 1.
Alright, let's do this. I might not have been able to get anywhere near here, but... did I do the worst, do you think?
I can tell you for sure that you didn't do the worst.
Okay, well...
Because I know precisely one person so far has failed the first obstacle, but a number of people failed earlier on the wall than you did.
Alright, well that makes me feel a little bit better at least.
So, like, see, even if I'm shooting them with this, you see how it's fucking them up?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh no.
You know, it's just how it goes sometimes.
Yep. But no, of all of the racer guys, only a couple of them actually got over the wall. In fact, I've still got 16 spots left. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people have failed the wall so far.
Oh.
So you're in good company.
Well, at least there's that. I just striving not to be the worst. I knew I wasn't gonna get too far. But yeah, my whole thing was like, so long as I'm not literally the bottom of the barrel, I'll be at least a little proud of myself.
Well, and obviously, because this is the first one of these you've ever really done, right? So, naturally, you don't start off too good, and then you get better. So next time, you're gonna win.
Oh yeah, next time it's gonna be instant sweep. First try, top of the leaderboard.
Let's go.
Okay. Let's see about this plasma pistol. Okay. Oh, it does stop them.
Yeah. But obviously the trade-off, right, is either if you swap your pistol out for the plasma pistol, then the rolling log gets a lot harder, and it's because the normal pistol is the easiest thing to use on the rolling log. Everything else hits it too hard. And then if you swap your sword out, you don't have your sword for the balls once you're like actually stopped them to just punch them out the way. So it's a choice, you know. There's no like right or wrong answer, which
Well,
is
I
largely the philosophy that I tried to stick to while I was building this. Like, give people the option to make it as much, you know, a mental challenge as it was a skill challenge.
well, guess what? I got through with the
Oh, you made it to the end with the plasma pistol.
I made it to the end with the plasma pistol.
Hey.
That's actually pretty fun with the soccer balls. I'm not gonna lie. I like that
Yeah.
obstacle. I
Cool.
like the smiley face too that you put here.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like a macaroni guy, but I like him.
Yeah. Yeah. He is a bit simplistic, but he's funny, and I've put him at. Oh, I've put him on every single stage 1 and every single stage 2 that I've built so far. He's been on there somewhere. He's prefabbed and everything like that.
No, he's great. I love him. Where are you? Oh, there you are.
Damn. I tried to make the jump and I overdid it.
Where's the moon? Oh, I guess it isn't here. So are you supposed to shoot the bell or hit it or something?
Yeah, don't shoot it, like melee it or swipe it with your sword or something. Although somebody in one of the previous tournaments, actually it was Weapon Matt, in one of the previous tournaments, he managed to punch one of the balls so hard that the ball actually hit the buzzer for him.
Well, I don't hear a buzzing when I hit it.
But they call it a buzzer. It's turn of phrase, landmine, the explodey thing. On stage 2, you can drive the mongoose into it and stuff like that.
Oh. Kind of wish I was able to try out the mongoose area.
You can actually, if you go to the stage 1 spectator-y bit. So you might be able to make the jump off of the finished platform, but you might not. Either way, run all the way up to the end of it, so like up the big ramp, so that way you're on top of the rocks, and then you can just drop back in.
Time for some close quarters poetry.
You're on stage 1 or stage 2?
Stage, I believe it's stage 2, right?
No, you're on. No, you need to go on stage 1.
Oh. It was on stage 1?
Yeah, go through the stage 1 spectator bit. Because I got this big ass ramp here, so you can just get onto the top of the rocks and just run around on top of the rocks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then if you run over here.
Don't let me take forever to jump up there.
And then turn left. See me? And then if you drop down on here. And then point.
Is there a reason why you chose the gungoose?
Originally I built something between where we are now and the next piece. Between this obstacle and the next obstacle, where it was like shoot the pallets out the way, but I couldn't ever figure it out how to do it properly, but the gungoose just stayed.
Oh.
I will say the main combat is actually kind of difficult.
Yeah, I feel like once I get the angle on it, though, it'll probably be better.
Yeah. Like a lot of things. The second it makes sense to you, this is the second it's like, damn, I get it. I know it's a bit long-winded, but you know, I haven't put shortcuts into things, so this is just one that I made by accident.
No, it's all right. I just want to experience, because I don't have the skill yet to get there naturally, but I do still want to experience the rest of the course, because
Yeah.
you put a lot of effort into it, and it shows, and I want to experience other bits of it.
Whee.
Okay. Let's try this again. And there we go. And nope.
Ah, I didn't get the kill. Damn.
Really?
Yeah.
Typically it
Time for some close quarters
likes to
poetry.
just automatically give it to you.
Yeah. Didn't on that one.
Huh.
But yeah, you got the mount on it, and then the next one is some sort of weird wall ride turn with speed bumps in it, where you can't just full send it because you may overshoot the dismount platform. So it's a weird exercise in throttle management. Which again, it doesn't get failed too often, but when people do fail out on the U-turn, it's pretty spectacular. Like Fireball timed out once because he got stuck in the hole,
Oh.
which was pretty funny.
So nobody so far has been able to do the whole thing?
Nope. So this is the 9th tournament I've done, and hang on, I can look it up real quick. This is the 9th tournament I've done. 4 of the tournaments have ended with nobody being able to complete stage 2, and the other 4 have ended with nobody being able to complete stage 3. So nobody's actually beaten it in competition yet. People have beaten it in practice, and obviously I beat it when I had to test it, but that was fucking difficult, considering I'm not very good at this anymore, or at least I'm not as good as I used to be.
Still better than me, I'm sure.
Well, I'd like to think I'm better than you at this because I built this, but yeah. If I wasn't better than the majority of people at this, then I'd be a bit shit at building these. I'd either make it really way too easy or way too hard. But yeah, in the last tournament, somebody got all the way to the last obstacle of stage 3, and then they failed, which was pretty heartbreaking.
That sounds. Oof. Did they get the farthest though?
Yeah. Only 2 people got to stage 3 in the last tournament, and they both actually made really deep runs. One of them got to the last obstacle, and one got to the second to last.
Oh, wait, come on. No.
I still didn't get a kill. Damn.
That's weird. That's actually really weird. Maybe I need the shotgun out.
A few tournament, or the tournament previously, 3 people got there, and the best performance was a guy who got 1 obstacle past halfway. Then back in tournament 6, everybody failed on either stage 1 or stage 2. Tournament 5, I think I'm right in saying it was somebody got to the 4th obstacle of stage 3, which was the furthest. Tournament 4, everybody went out on stage 2. Tournament 3 was the first time anybody got to stage 3, and they went out on the 6th obstacle. And then tournaments 1 and 2 both ended on stage 2.
Damn.
I do believe this is ours.
Oh, that was just
Oh no.
complete miss all the way through. Oh. Okay, I think I'm good with this.
Yeah.
Thank you again very much
Well, that's all right.
for inviting me and
I don't know
whatnot.
how well it'll do, but I'll give your YouTube channel a plug when I do the video proper for this.
Oh, thank you. I'll
So,
also
I don't know how much it'll make a difference to you, but and I'll let you know when I've built the Tournament 10 map. So when I build these, I publish them so you can like effectively get them from my bookmarks and do any practice you want whenever you want. I don't have to be around for them.
Aim true.
Just let me know when you actually want to run, just like you did today.
all right.
Sweet. Well, thank you for doing that, and I guess maybe I'll speak to you at Guides? Possibly?
Maybe. We'll see. It could be, could not be. I don't know what's going on with the rest of the people in my household, so.
Fair enough.
If I'm not there, I'm doing something else.
Alright, fair enough. Well, I'll speak to you next time I speak to you then.
Yeah.
Have a good. Bye.
Bye-bye.